Hello, friends, and welcome to Marie Green Yoga here on YouTube. And you have reached the 29th Pilates Fusion with pelvic clock work to begin with for our 30 sessions of Pilates Fusion that I am weaving in between 30 sessions of yoga with a peak pose. So I hope you are enjoying this series, or perhaps you are enjoying this as is individually standing. It's great either way. So today we will work with the lower abs, so a little bit more because this prepares us for a headstand for the yoga practice today, but it can be used for anything. So let's come down and lay onto our backs, please. And start with our pelvis clock 6 and 12, which is we simply first lay flat onto our back. Sacrum is down, second toe is forward. We have our feet hip width apart, and we take and pull the space right below the belly button into the front side of the sacrum. So we are on the center ridge of the sacrum, called 12 o'clock spot in pelvis clockwork. And then we'll take that down and arch the spine and come to 6 o'clock, tip of tailbone. However, we are just allowed to use the abdominals to get ourselves back and forth. So glutes are relaxed, quads, hamstrings are relaxed, and we are doing our very best to move the muscles that is between pubic bone and belly button. And this will help us to find more space, perhaps more release, more openness. Maybe there is some adjustments for sacral region, SI joint, lumbar spine. We'll keep on going for 12 o'clock and then 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And again, we'll do another 4 here. 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 and 6 and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and back to neutral. And then we'll do 3 o'clock and 9 and 3 and 9 and 3 and 9 and 3 and 9 and 3 and 9. And again, we'll keep on going. We push the lateral side of the hips side to side and engage our diagonal, transverse ligaments, tendons, muscles. Give them some space, give them more fluidity and more connection as we go along. We'll do another 4 and 3. Knees are as much up as we can possibly do. Last 1. And then from here, we'll come up to 12 o'clock and then we'll take it around the whole sacrum. Knees are straight on up and we'll go and loop around our sacrum. We'll do 5 loops today, each side. So we keep on going for 3 more. Knees are straight on up, just using our lower abs. And again, and again, and again. And 1 more loop around the clockwork. And then we're going to do reverse, come to 12 o'clock and come over and do 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and noon. And then we'll come back again and we'll do 4 more loops around the sacrum, warming up lower abdominal space from sacrum and up all the way around. How about 1 more loop around all the way? Excellent. And then from there we'll come to neutral spine, pull the belly button in, take our thumbs together underneath the sacrum. So now we are helping ourselves into 12 o'clock spot, and we'll hold our knees over the hips, maybe even a little bit in front, and we have that 12 o'clock spot into the mat. Take your right heel down and bring it back up, and left heel and bring it back up, and right and center and left and center and right and center and left and center, and again we keep on tapping the heels down. We pull the chin in. We have the 12 o'clock spot in towards the mat, and the lower back is supported. There might not even be any space between your lower lumbar spine and your mat. And we keep on tapping. If it doesn't feel good to tap, we don't take the foot all the way down, then we'll have it like maybe we'll do a few inches, maybe we'll push it slightly forward. However, we're here today to engage our lower abdominal, so whichever version works for you, do that. We'll keep on going for 8 more, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last 1, and knees to chest. Hands can hug all the way in. Put your feet back down. Take a block between your inner knees, and we'll give the lower part of the body a little bit of a break from lifting and taking our hands behind the head, elbows slightly up. Pull the belly button in, knit the ribs together for chest lift. Exhale and inhale, and exhale and inhale, and exhale and inhale, and exhale and inhale. Squeeze the block, and we keep on going. And exhale and inhale, and exhale and inhale, and exhale and inhale, and exhale and inhale, and again exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale, and we'll keep on going. Exhale and inhale again and again. Another 8 and 7. Squeeze the abdominals, hug the front side together, and 5 more, and 4 more. Squeeze the block, 3 more, and 2 more. This last one, hold it high up, and pulse, and we pulse, and we pulse, and we pulse, and we pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and squeeze the block for 8 more. 9. Let's do that again. Let's do 10, 9, 8. We got a few bonus ones. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring it back down. Excellent. And take a pause. Bring the block behind the head. We'll do opposite arm leg, knees to chest. Push your legs forward, knees over, maybe even in front of the hips. Lower back is tucked in. If we needed to for the lower back, please take your mat and squeeze it right underneath that tip of the tailbone. This is a good way to find that lower back support from the front. Arms parallel, point your toes, opposite arm, opposite leg, and back to center, opposite arm, opposite leg, and opposite arm, opposite leg, and again, opposite arm, opposite leg, and opposite arm, opposite leg. And the head is nice and supported, and the upper back or neck is not being pulled on. We are simply scooping the whole front side and opening right and left and right and left and opposite direction. And we keep on going, opposite and opposite. Another 10 right here, and 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Keep on going. 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more. Last one. Bring your knees to chest and take and roll your mat back out if you rolled it underneath. And then take your block into your hands. Bring your legs out, heels down, toes can be up, arms to sky. And then we'll stretch the arms up and over, neutral spine. Get a nice full stretch for the belly. And then arms to sky. Pull the belly button in, tuck the chin, and lift your shoulder blades off. Maybe this is plenty for you. Maybe you roll all the way up to a seat and arms to sky and arms forward. Pull the belly button in and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and arms up and over. Reach the arms and slowly come back up. Tuck the chin in and roll your way all the way up. And bring your bicep to ears and forward. Stack your shoulders and your hips, and then roll from there, vertebrae by vertebrae, and rolling up and over. And again, arms to sky. Tuck the chin in, roll through your spine, and come forward and up, and reach your arms to sky and forward. Stack hips and shoulders, and then roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, arms up and over. And again, arms to sky, tuck the chin, roll your way up, and arms to sky. Let's do 3 more. We'll roll down and we'll start our counting right here. So we'll do 3 more from here. Arms up, tuck the chin, roll through the vertebrae, roll through your abdominals, expand back body, hug the front side, arms to sky, and arms forward. Squeeze the block, reach the arms forward as you roll back down, and lifting it up. And 2 more. Tuck the chin, roll up the best that you can, and stack your arms up to sky. Arms forward, hips and shoulders roll back down, nice and slow through the vertebrae, and up and over. Last one, taking it up, tuck the chin, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, and reach it all the way up. And we'll take our arms forward and come down to the 6 o'clock spot, and pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. If there is a way to have those palms facing up and kind of presenting out to your block or what you're holding in your hand, who knows, maybe it's a Pilates ball. I got blocks over here. We are just pulsing and pulsing and pulsing for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And bring it all the way back up. And from here, come over onto forearms, please. Let's come to our forearms. Interlace your hands and tabletop and come to a dolphin pose. Come and walk your way back. Come down again onto your knees, and then we'll walk the knees further back. We have shoulders and hips stacked. We pull the belly button in, and then maybe we'll do a plank right here with our forearms down and the knees down. Maybe we'll lift the knees off of the mat, and then we'll hold it right here. And we inhale and we exhale and we expand the back body, and we have a little imaginary zipper from pubic bone to belly button to sternum. Intercostals are hugging in, backside is expanding, and the front side is hugging and contracting in. One more nice long breath here. And exhale, bringing it back down, and we'll sit back down onto our knees, and we'll come to some push-ups, and then we'll come down onto our backs. and do a couple of lower body lifts. But we'll give a little attention to the front side, upper body, or front support, and then we'll turn ourselves onto our backs again. Now you can take your knees and have them onto the mat and come to a half plank with hands. Pull the belly button in. You can do your 5 push-ups here. Should we do 5? Can we do 10? I think we can do 10. This is the 29th session. I feel like we have done quite a few push-ups along the way ever so often. So whichever we have done, I know we have built the upper body pretty good. So let's do 5 more. 5 here, and 4, and 3 more, both tucked in, and 2 more, and last one. And we'll bring ourselves back up into plank pose, and from plank, down dog. Walk your way forward to your hands, please. And come down to your seat. And we can start by rolling like a ball right here. And hands underneath the knees. Bring your knees to your chest, feet together, round your spine by contracting the front side. Rolling like a ball to middle of shoulder blades and back down to our 6 o'clock spot. Here we go. And keeping our legs together and legs together, moving them as little as we possibly can. We'll do 5 of these. 3 more. And then we roll 5 with our legs wrapped with our hands. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. I hope you're having fun rolling like a ball. And then hands below the knees. And we squeeze a little bit further. And it's going to go a little quicker. So we got to put the brakes on, which would be all of our muscles. Here we go. Exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. See if you can close that gap in the lower back and have a smooth roll. 2 more. Exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. We roll down for a series of 5. Take your block with you. Right knee in and double pulse. Switch. Double pulse. Double pulse. Double pulse. Double pulse. Double pulse. Double pulse. Let's do 1 more double pulse. Double pulse and double pulse. Knees to chest. Double knees. Inhale and exhale. Circle the arms. Exhale and inhale and circle the arms. Exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. 1 more. Exhale and inhale. Right leg up, point the toes, double pulse and switch. Double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse. 2 more. Lower back in the mat, 12 o'clock spot. Double pulse last, double pulse last. Hands behind the head, and we'll do double leg drops, straight legs. Double and back up, and double and back up, and double and back up, and double and back up. 2 more. Exhale and inhale. 1 more. Exhale and inhale. Bend your knees, bicycle for 20. $11 and 10 more and 9 more and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Here we go. And 4 and 3. We can. And 2 and last 1 right here now. And bring the knees to chest. Excellent. Bring your feet down. Take a pause. Now from here, we bring our thumbs back underneath the sacrum, like a little platform for the V-shaped ridge of the sacral bone at the base of the spine. Lower back in the mat, legs to tabletop. We lift up and roll back down. And 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 maybe we start to make that roll back down with the legs a little bit more at an angle to the front if it feels comfortable. And back down and lift another 5 and roll back down. Another 4 and roll back down. Another 3 and roll back down. Another 2 and back down. And 1 and back down. Take the legs all the way down. And then we'll see how it would feel to tap both heels down and up at the same time. We did singles in the beginning. Maybe we'll go back to singles. Maybe we go back to holding the knees. Let's see how it goes. Hands underneath the sacrum and scooping the tailbone under. This will be the safest way to do it, right? For support. You can fold your mat and have your hands to the side or hands up to the sky. Take your pick where you are in your scooping the tailbone and lowering the legs. So here we are with heels down and back up. So the knees are kind of locked in position. And then we are using lower abs to lower the legs and bring them back up, like the front side of the spine. We'll do our best to leave those hip flexors out and activate the space from pubic bone to belly button to sternum, and we'll keep it going. Make sure that that lower back can be active and supported, and maybe even fully staying into the mat. 8 more here, and 7, and 6, and 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 last right here, and knees to chest. We can stay here with feet down and hold our 12 o'clock spot, which is the space right below the belly button into the top ridge of the sacrum. Or we could take our legs up and over to pike and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. One of those. Take one that works for you, and where you feel like you are being supported, and most of all, that we're feeling our muscles working and we feel plugged in. Belly button in, maybe legs lift from there, maybe all the way up, perhaps up and over to pike. And then we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and then we'll pike to the front. Lower back stays in the mat, front side is active. Lift it up and back, piking to the back, and then we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and piking to the front and up and over, piking to the back. Cervical spine is free and clear. Roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and piking to the front and lifting up and over, and piking as we go down, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's do 3 more. And to the front where it's a challenge, and then up and over from there, piking, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and to the front and up and over, and massaging the spine. And 1 more. Let's do 1 more. Inhale and exhale, and we'll take it down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and pike to the front and knees to the chest. roll yourself up, please, and come to down dog, elephant pose, V shape, any of those names, whatever whatever makes it feel like a good long stretch for the back body, and then we get to stretch into the front side by lifting the front side, heels down, pedaling about, and coming to toes, to knees, sitting onto the knees, onto the heels. And I would like to thank you very much for joining me for this Pilates Fusion with Pelvic Clock number 29 of these 30. The next one in this series will be mainly pelvis clock work. We'll do a whole bunch of them. And then we will move into a yin yoga practice for our 30th yoga practice. So today was number 29. Congratulations to you and to me for following through and doing all these yoga and Pilates classes. I am happy to see you here, and I hope to connect in the next session. Okay, have a great day. Thank you. See you soon.